Al. Alright, bruvs. I've looked at this long enough. This is obviously a family photo, and I'm going to say with some uncertainty that is Helen, although can't tell if it's Helen or not, but she seems to have the same hairdo, and I will assume that this is her sister Georgia, right? Yeah, with a hat on. This lady does not match the description of either, although she does kind of have her hair, doesn't she? But she looks a little chubbier. And all the photos I have of Helen, she appears to be thin. This is their father, George Liechti, grandma's dad. I believe this is let's see if I can take that off. Doesn't focus. Doesn't focus enough, bruv. I believe that is the man we are searching for. Of course, it was pasted into a scrapbook, so can't really see his face very well. I'm gonna assume that is Helen. Yeah, that's definitely Helen. Who that is, I don't know. I'm going to guess that is the brothers. Or do you think these guys are brothers? It's hard to know. What kind of card is that? What kind of card? Does that look like the same guy? It's hard to tell. Is that the same dude right there? I'm gonna say no. But then again, maybe. Bless me. That looks like a younger Helen. Oh, it does say something. What does it say? Thank you. Could this be him? I mean, that would you would assume that is the husband and wife with their baby. Shortly before his death. He being this guy. Let me turn off this flash. Virgil Thurman, who was at this time in 1925 living in West Lancaster Township, Iowa. He was 22, shows he has no occupation at the time. So who knows what he was doing. By 1929, he was married, or what day is this? 1929? May 15th, 1929. He had married Helen, which is her. That's her and her brother. Don't mistake the two. Let's see if we can find the Helen. I believe this is Helen. Helen Liechti. Helen. Again. Presumably, the man, the legend. Virgil Thurman. That's my guess. Let me see if we can find Virgil Thurman's father. See if he looks like him. What's his name? Virgil Thurman. Look at that face. We'll compare that to Leander Thurman, his father. Let's get it up here. Is the light on? No. I don't know, man. You can't really tell with that, can you? Does this dude look like this dude? Kind of looks like Ted Cruz, if I'm honest. And that looks like fucking Ted Cruz. I guess you can see the nose looks similar. About the chin. It's hard to tell because I guess they kind of have the same hairline. No, yeah, they kind of have that same hairline too. But this is also the 1920s, so that looks so much like Ted Cruz. Does he look like his mother? Yeah, a little, if that's him. Don't know. Could be him, could not be him. I do not know. This is the photo I really want to know where it's taken. What does that say? MyMax? MyMax? The hell does that say? MyMax. What year this is? She could read the caption above it, but I can't. No, you can't read it. Nope. MyMax. What the hell was MyMax? MyMax. Then I will put Rockwood, Michigan, since that's where he was living. If that's him, I can't even tell. MyMax. There's not readily information available. Shut up, AI. When did they start this stupid AI explanation for everything? Don't like it. Don't like it. MyMax. Mimics. MyMax. Mimics. Alright, let me assume that this is the same guy. Blurry picture, you can't tell. This one is semi. That one looks pretty clear, doesn't it? Same guy? I mean, it's hard to know. It's kind of got the same physique, though, so it's hard to know. What about this? Really hard to know. Curiously, not only was this guy a bootlegger, but he claims on the 1930 census while he was bootlegging. First, their daughter was born in June 13th, 1929, a month after they got married in Ohio. basically 1 month before they got married, or the baby was born. And then Virgil Thurman shows that he was 27. His wife Helen Liechti was 22, and that he was a fisherman. He was a fisherman, right? But he was, as I stated before, in the first video I did, he, see if I have any of these videos. That is, or not the videos, but newspaper articles. No, this is not from the same one. But this guy, who was caught bootlegging with him, was a seasoned bootlegger. Blackjack Gorsuch, who was 28 and come on. Jesus Christ. Here, what's this? Don't fade away from me. 1922, so he was arrested again in 30, so he was kind of a lifer in the rum running business during the Prohibition years, which is curious because after he was arrested, he became a distributor for beer companies in Michigan. Specifically, the Central Distributors of Beer in Romulus. Let's see, where's Jack Gorsuch? Wilson's grandfather, whoever Wilson is, doesn't matter. This is 80 years after the fact. Founded the beer distribution company in 1933, just after Prohibition was repealed. He was arrested several times, not Wilson, but Jack Gorsuch. And curiously enough, I have receipts from his years in the business. And you can't really see it because I got the light off. As you see, Central Distributors of Pfeiffer's Beer, which is why I always collect stuff, because you never know when you'll need it. And this is the Central Distributors, and I will pull up that article. Where the frick is it? Next page, column 3. And you will see that the Pfeiffer Beer Company of Detroit claimed that they were not employing unlicensed vendors to sell their beer or distribute it. John Blackjack Gorsuch of the Central Distributing Company. There you go. Central Distributors were questioned. Where is the thing? William Breitmeyer, president of the Pfeiffer Brewing Company, issued the following statement, pledging cooperation in the inquiry. Neither the Pfeiffer Brewing Company nor any officer or director is or ever has been in any way connected with any distributor either in or out of the state of Michigan, and we have no knowledge of any improper practices except through the statements made through the press within the last 2 days. No distributor is nor ever has been on the company's payroll. They pay cash, and furthermore, no distributor has ever been given a selling franchise by this company until he or it has first received the distributor's license from the state. We stand ready at all times to assist the Liquor Control Commission. What year was this? Obviously some years before this, which is like the 60s. But it just shows you that he was working for him. This is 1935, so it's curious that he became a central distributor for Pfeiffer Beer, even though 25 years before, during a bust. I'm not sure even why. Were you not allowed Information gathered by investigators for the Liquor Control Commission was to the effect that Zarrilli and Taco actually controlled the Sarah agency, as well as the two other agencies in the Detroit district. I guess they weren't accusing him anyway. But by this time, what year did they say he set it up? 33? Yeah. So he was legal at the time. Blackjack Gorsuch, who was otherwise a bootlegger. I wonder whatever happened to him in that one case, the 1930 case. Where's Gorsuch? Founded the business in 33 with 2 trucks and a 1,400 square foot building in Detroit. Where's that other one? This is it. I messed up. Three men are being held as disorderly persons for investigation at the county jail following a fight among alleged bootleggers at an Ecorse dock Monday night, which resulted in one man being shot in the wrist. The trio held are Jack Gorsuch, 28 years old, and M.J. O'Connor, 37 of Ecorse, and Humphrey Johnson, 38 of Marysville, Michigan. The fight started, Ecorse police say, after 4 men had landed 67 cases of beer, 11 bottles of whiskey, and 14 bottles of gin. Oars were used as clubs and several shots were fired, which attracted the police and resulted in the arrest of the 3 men. The man who was shot gave his name as Whitey Brenning and was taken to his home. He just got taken home. He was not arrested. The liquor was brought to the county jail, where it was probably distributed amongst them to drink. Very curious. So, clearly they had something to do with it. We shall see what we can find out. This guy I've already identified as the father of Helen, which isn't too hard because it's set around the back. George Liechti, grandma's dad. She looks very young there. I guess she was only 22 when she had the baby, so. Is this him? That does look like him. And that kind of looks like his bro. The fuck are they? Guess I could look for what's his name? The other Thurman brother that was involved. Is this guy the fucking Pope? There's that mime accident. What is that? Why is the Pope up there? Is that where they were living? Does not look like Helen. That's Sparky Joe, maybe. What the hell does this say? Something Photo of me, 1925. Who was that baby? What if that's her sister? Say picture of me, 1925. The hell is that letter? Is that a P? Shots of me? Definitely looks like her. That, I would assume, is the unhappy couple. She always looks miserable in these photos with this guy. Maybe she just didn't like pictures. What does that say? I can't read that writing. It's too fancy. Can't read that. Assume this is her, Helen. But there's no picture or no caption again. So we can just assume this is Helen. Ellen. It's definitely her, but she looks really young. Yeah, it says 1920, so she would have been about 14 there. Something and how's that say? I don't think that's her. That's someone else. What's that say? Mac? Mac and May? No, that can't be it. I guess it could be. I don't know what the hell that could say. Mac. No. What other name could it be, though? Guess that could be Mac the baby. Or Mac the knife. Now you look at those while I open the newspapers again. I'm looking for, what's his name? Thurman. Let me find the family. Turn off the light. Thurman, his brother Ralph. That's the one we want. That shows Ralph was the head of, maybe he was living. Virgil's brother, yeah. So Ralph was the family master. He was living with his brother. His brother was 4 years older than him. Let's see if I can find anything about Ralph. Ralph Thurman. Detroit Free Press seems to have most of the answers to the family. Ralph Thurman. Ralph Thurman. I think I looked up Ralph already. Spokesman for the migrants, most of them from the south. There's the arrest. I don't see much. There's another one, 1932, 1930, 1930, 31. Let's see what happened. Case obviously kept going. This guy right here died in a plane crash shortly after being indicted for bootlegging. And he was buying a plane, which in 1930 seems rather expensive, but what do I know? What do I know? I think 5 days after he got indicted for bootlegging, he decided he was buying a plane, and pilot crashed it. Where the hell is Ralph Thurman? Print. Let's see where Ralph is. Control find Thurman. There it is. Ill suspect is identified. Wounded man named by club employees. Let's see what this is all about. Obviously another bootlegger thing. Wounded man named by club employees. No. Ill suspect, which means gross eel. Wounded man named by club employees. Wounded by a suspended Trenton policeman, Fred Stewart, alias Frank Farley, was identified Saturday morning at Wyandotte General Hospital as one of the two men who held up the Island Country Club on Grosse Ile last Tuesday. The identification was made by Archie Kerr and Raymond Moshier, employees of the club, who were taken to the hospital by Isaac N. Peabody, chief of the Grosse Ile Police. Chief Peabody arrived at the country club during the holdup and routed the thugs, shot by Beauregard. Stewart was shot Friday night by Joseph Beauregard, who said he had been assigned by the Wyandotte police chief to arrest two suspects in the country club robbery attempt. Beauregard at liberty and $1,000 bonds. Oh, that's right. He was part of is under federal indictment for conspiracy to smuggle liquor by airplane. Oh, so these fuckers were doing it by airplane, so that's why he was buying one. Indicted with him were Harry E. Dickinson, I think that's spelled wrong, former Trenton police chief, and Ralph Thurman, also a former Trenton policeman. Oh, I did not know Thurman was a policeman too. Crazy. So that makes sense why his brother was involved with the racket, because the chief of police and Officer Thurman were both involved with bootlegging. Thurman was never arrested and is believed to be a member of the exiled rum runners colony in the border cities. Dickinson is at liberty in $3,000 bonds. That's fucking crazy. So maybe that's why she's always unhappy in these photos, because she knew he was running liquor. She seemed unhappy about it. So now I got something else to look up. The exiled rum runners colony in the border cities, which is Windsor, Ontario. Beauregard was to have appeared for questioning at the prosecutor's office Saturday morning, but did not. Shocking. Assistant Prosecutor John T. Meyer said he expected the man to appear Monday. I will question him then. Mayor Joseph A. Smith of Wyandotte told the Wyandotte police Saturday that he had investigated the shooting and would make a complete report on it before the council Tuesday night. Police Chief Chapman of Wyandotte denied Saturday that he had authorized Beauregard to make the arrest, which led to the shooting. Mayor Smith exonerated the chief in his investigation. Chief Peabody of Grosse Ile left for the prosecutor's office during the afternoon to obtain warrants charging Stewart and another man with the hold-up attempt at the country club. This is fucking crazy. Yeah, the main reason why, if you ever study Prohibition, which I haven't really studied deeply, but you find that many of the small town police chiefs were aiding the bootleggers. Let's see what else we can find here. 31, 1930. Let's see. Ralph Thurman and John Gorsuch. Alleged. Damn, weren't alleged. They were buying a fucking plane. Hey, we ain't gonna take it across the. You know, it's funny too. I did see in the Detroit News let's see if the latest one, 1934. Oh, that's Mrs. Ralph Thurman. Is that his wife? Let's see what this is. That sometime in the 30s after the several arrests that Ralph Thurman was selling a speedboat. Yeah, because they got a plane. They didn't need that speedboat anymore to cross the Detroit River and pick up the fucking bootleg liquor. Trenton liquor case dismissed. All right. I'm gonna open that on print so I can enlarge the fucker. Of course, it's dismissed because they were all crooks. The dismissal Monday in federal court of the so-called Trenton liquor conspiracy indictment that rocked downriver municipalities a year and a half ago brought freedom to a former Trenton police chief, 2 policemen, and a dozen alleged rum runners. The case was dismissed by Judge Edward J. Moynette at the request of Fred R. Walker, Assistant United States Attorney, who declared that the major defendants in the case have fled the jurisdiction of the court and that important witnesses cannot be located. Oh, so they didn't exonerate them, they just didn't show. Well, in the previous article, it said they went to Mexico and that they were not subject to being extradited. So, of course, they probably laid low in Mexico for a while. The former police chief Harry E. Dickinson and the policemen Joseph Beauregard and Everett D. Noah were suspended on January 15th, 1931, when the indictment was returned by the federal grand jury. His brother Mickey, that's not his fucking name. The indictment charged that the members of the police force aided the rum runners in unloading liquor boats and giving them protection during their activities. The major defendants in the case, now believed in Canada, were named by Mr. Walker as being Ralph Thurman, Norman Wright, and Percy Dahiha. Thurman's brother Mickey, also named in the indictment, was killed in an airplane crash. Mr. Walker said his name was actually not Mickey. It was the fuck was it again? What was his name? I always forget this guy's name. Virgil. Maybe it was just Mickey in the press. All right, so what else? That's a no-go. Cray. Very cray. I really want to know what happened to Helen Thurman. I know they had a daughter, and the daughter had a really unique name, and I can't find. Found both of their death dates, but it leads to nothing. I do want to pull up the. What was that, 32? Let's see the one about Mrs. Ralph Thurman. Before I go back. 1934, Mrs. Ralph Thurman. And that could be him too, but I doubt it. 1966. Can be. 31. The hell is this? This ain't it. This must be it. At a luncheon on Tuesday, complimenting Mrs. Grace Sanderson of Detroit, Mrs. George Cunningham entertained Mrs. Herb Harvey, Mrs. Ralph Thurman, and Mrs. Ralph Trupalik. It tells us nothing. I push that down so none of my personal info shows up like it has before. Detroit News. Hey, we're gonna put auto type in there with your fucking full name. What's his name? Ralph Thurman. There we go. It's great when the boat Hey, I sold my motorboat. Said it was like new. Those claims of fishermen. Ralph Thurman of Trenton was fined $50 for permitting gambling on the premises. What year was that? 1940. So Ralph did not give up his criminal activity. He just moved to a different sphere of it. Here he is. Hacker speedboat, 200 horsepower, script something, blah, blah, blah. This is 32. I'm going to pull up this article, though. I want to see this. This is classic. 30-foot hacker speedboat, 200 horsepower, scripts motor like new. Ralph Thurman, Trenton, Michigan. Wonder if he sold his plane, too. I don't know if he had a plane. I know his brother bought one. I don't know if he paid for it, though. He might have just crashed and died. Pleads guilty in liquor plot. Buckshot Hubbard released on $1,000 bond pending sentence in federal court. James Buckshot Hubbard, who had been sought since 1929 when he was indicted by a federal grand jury on a liquor conspiracy charge, pleaded guilty before Judge Charles C. Simons in federal court Wednesday. Hubbard was arrested at his home in Trenton, 1 block from the Trenton police station, by state policeman David Watson. Pending sentence, Hubbard was released on $1,000 personal bond. Hubbard indicted with Harry F. Dickinson, former Trenton chief of police, Edward Noah, and Joseph Beauregard, former Trenton policeman, Ralph Thurman, Percy DeLanca, Norman Wright, Jack Hanley. Hey, isn't that the guy who... Charles Goodfellow and Amos Hartrick, and 2 other men still being sought. All of those so far arrested, except Hubbard and Hartrick, have pleaded not guilty and are at liberty on bond. Hartrick's sentences being deferred pending disposition of the other cases. The indictment, which was returned in 1929 and redrawn in 1930, accuses the men of conspiring to violate the liquor laws from January 1st, 1928 to May 10th, 1930. It accused the police of helping bootleggers to run liquor from Canada to Trenton and thence to other points in the state, and helping to conceal the loads in Thurman's boathouse and in the Trenton police station. What? Noah was shot a short time ago while serving as a special policeman in a downriver city. The news goes on and on. Online resources. See what we got here. Newspapers. We will look up which paper. Isn't there a Michigan edition? Michigan Chronicle. No, this is it. Battle Creek, Port Huron. Let's see what we got here. Battle Creek. Let's see. We'll put his name in there. Jack. Oh, it's Ralph Thurman. Ralph Thurman. See if we can. Nope, nothing. That was worthless. It's weird because it shows the free press as well. How about newspapers.com? No, that one guy was... Newspapers.com. World Collection. We will go 1930 to 1940. Ralph Thurman. Do you think you can do it without showing my personal information, fucker? Ralph Thurman. Hey, we auto enter it. Maybe put my postcard or my credit card number on there too. Wilmington. This is Ohio. Ralph Thurman. We want Michigan. Anything for Michigan? 2. What we got, bruv? Escanaba. What the hell's this? That's this. Hey, look at this. Oh, look, Ralph Thurman. Oh, shit. He's still involved in this alcohol business. Ralph Thurman of Detroit has started suit by summons in circuit court against R. Cummins and Company, Battle Creek Distillers, seeking judgment of $3,000. So my guess is he eventually went to work for, what's his name? Jack Gorsuch. Or something. Has started suit by Cummins or summons in circuit court against R. Cummins and Company, Distillers. He must have been moving product for them. What year is that? 36. Prohibition's over. We'll see what this says. Sometimes the out-state information's better. Hold police chief on booze charges. The chief of police of the suburb of Trenton and 3 alleged rum runners were arraigned before U.S. Commissioner J. Stanley Hurd today on charges of conspiracy to violate the prohibition law. Basing its warrants on information gathered by its undercover men during the past 6 months, the government is charging Chief Harry E. Dickinson with conniving with rum runners to effect safe landings of liquor cargoes within his jurisdiction. Mickey Thurman, so I wonder why it's saying Mickey. Maybe I should look up Mickey. Maybe he was using an alias. Let's go with Mickey Thurman. What I could look up too is the Detroit Times. I'll do Mickey Thurman first. Mickey Thurman. Fuck is Mickey Thurman? Michigan. Detroit News. Don't you show it. Don't you dare show it. Mickey Thurman. Mickey Famine. Mickey Furman. Oh, we do have a Mickey Thurman. What? Oh, so Virgil. Maybe Mickey's his middle name. Did it say Virgil M? It does. His fucking middle name was Thurman. Or Mickey. Crazy. This might provide some more info. Maybe his name was just, maybe they just called him Mick. So this is May 11th, 1930. I didn't see that in the other ones. Don't remember it saying Mickey. Or maybe that's why I didn't even see these articles, because I looked up him and not Ray. Or Virgil. Hanley, airport owner, not a Lenawee deputy. The news was in error Saturday in terming J.C. Hanley, proprietor of an airport near Adrian, a Lenawee County sheriff, deputy sheriff. Hanley held such a position a number of years ago, but has had no official connection with the sheriff's office since. It was to Hanley's airport that Ray Allen, pilot, and Virgil Mickey Thurman, Trenton bootlegger, were flying Friday night when they were killed in a crash. Yeah, he was no fucking deputy. He was a. So when was he killed? Oh, that's right. He was killed the 16th. Suspected rum runners. Rum runners? Let's just click it. In rum case. Police chief held by U.S. Wait, is this them? Please. No, it's Detroit. Police chief held by U.S. in rum case. Trenton official accused of plotting to help land liquor cargoes. Operations said to have covered 2.5 years. 3 suspected runners arrested, charged with conspiring with downriver rum runners to allow them to land huge cargoes of Canadian whiskey and beer under police protection. Harry E. Dickinson, chief of police at Trenton, surrendered himself to the United States Marshal's office today. Chief Dickinson and 3 alleged Trenton rum runners arrested early today were to be arraigned before J. Stanley Hurd, United States Commissioner, on a charge of conspiracy to violate the federal prohibition law. The suspected rum runners arrested are Ralph Thurman, Mickey Thurman, and Jack Gorsuch. Four other alleged Jesus Christ, tongue twister. 4 other alleged rum runners, not yet apprehended, were named in the warrant. Say evidence disappeared. Special Prohibition agents under W.L. Ray, chief of the Special Treasury agents, charged that rum runners landed liquor at Trenton and Gibraltar with the protection of the police, and when apprehended, succeeded in getting their trucks and automobiles returned to them while the liquor mysteriously disappeared. The agents also assert that the rum violators, instead of being tried for transporting liquor in violation of state laws, were let off with low fines imposed on them as disorderly persons. In one instance, the investigators said, police introduced rum runners as government inspectors to men on the riverfront so that the smugglers might land their cargoes successfully. Long investigation. The investigation was made over a period of 6 months. The warrant charges that the conspiracy existed from January 1st, 1928 to May 9th, 1930. 2 overt acts are charged in connection with the seizure of 65 cases of whiskey, 190 cases of beer, and a boat on October 18th, 1929, and the seizure of 140 cases of beer and whiskey and 4 automobiles on December 30th, 1929. Before surrendering, Chief Dickinson was interviewed this morning in the office of the special agents. Dickinson was appointed chief of police at Trenton October 26, 1927. He is a former serviceman and for 7 years was a member of the Highland Park Police Department. Boat fired on October 18th, 1929. A boat in which Dickinson was a passenger was fired on by 5 Coast Guardsmen. Dickinson was coming up the Detroit River to Trenton in a speedboat. He said he was searching for a duck hunter who had been reported missing. The Coast Guardsmen said they had just seized a lugger loaded with 300 cases of beer and 200 cases of whiskey and were chasing the crew of the lugger, who had escaped in a speedboat. Dickinson's boat was mistaken for the rum runners. No one was hit by the shots, although more than 20 were fired. Federal officials indicated that other downriver police officers might be named in the conspiracy warrant. Seems highly unlikely that you'd just be out there on the fucking river while agents were out there. Which one did I read? This one? I guess they're probably the same one. All right, now I must find, what's it called? I guess I could look up Mickey Thurman on the Free Press. Go backwards. Detroit Free Press. Detroit Free Press. Mickey Thurman. Is it Mickey without an E? Guess we'll find out. Nothing for Mickey. How about Mickey with an E? Like the mouse. Mickey Thurman. Yes. What? This is from 1970. Not the same guy. Let's see if we can't find FamilySearch.org. What's his name? Ralph Thurman, Detroit. Now, he was living in Trenton. Trenton. Really need to just close half of these fuckers. Boom. Ralph Thurman. Trenton, Michigan. Birth 1908. Ralph Frank Thurman. Trenton died 1979. So yeah, he was 4 years older than his brother. I'm not gonna look that up. Want to see his residence and see if 1940 is. That's not him. Can't be him in 1930. It's different people altogether. He was born 1899. I want to see census. I want to see if the sister-in-law was living with him. 1940. It's a different guy, it's gotta be. He's not born in Michigan, he was born in Iowa. Come on, 1899. Fucker's living in Oklahoma. That might be him. Oh, so he was living in Canada when he went on the lam. Fucking great. They weren't shitting. He was living in Canada. I guess Canada didn't have an extradition law either. Ralph Thurman, 32, a real general. General Alter. General Alter. Daughter Dorothy Thurman. Donald Thurman, 8 years old. Annie Thurman, 30 years old. Naturalization date AL. Come on. spinning. East Windsor. That would be... Gonna fucking open or what? Guess we don't need these either. Gonna open, fucker. Come on. Fucker just ain't gonna load. Is that him? I don't think so. No, the fucker was born in 1909. Just not gonna load, are you? Does not want to load. Wonder if we can find him. Unfind a grave. Oh, Thurman. There it is. Finally opened. Ralph Thurman. Annie, Dorothy, Donald. All born in USA. German. Real estate. Gibraltar Company. Ralph. Ralph Gunch. Thurman. Let's say he died in 1979. See if this is him. Nothing. Oh, put Thurman, you fuck. Thurman. Thurman. But we just refined the search. Jackson County. Uh-oh. They die in fucking prison. Thurman, Ralphie. Aged 80, Grosse Ile, Michigan, passed away Monday, February 12th, 1979. Mr. Thurman married Anna Sigler of Kyoto, who survives. He is the brother-in-law of Verl Sigler of Kyoto. Funeral services are pending. Ralph Thurman now sells Dodges, Hudsons, and Studebakers at Sigourney. The hell's this? Is this the Tyro bit? Oh, this must be the obituary. Memorial service. Mr. Thurman, who died Wednesday in the Chelsea Medical Center, came to this area in 1926 from his native state of Missouri and was a Jackson City police officer. Something tells me this is not the right guy. What was his wife's name? Donna. This is not him. It's not him, bruv. It's not him. Different guy. Which is strange because they were both born in Liberty Township, Keokuk County. Don't understand. It's got to be the right guy. Yeah, that is the guy. So weird. He's got a different wife then. Or am I making that up? Oh, he had two wives, I see. That makes sense. She died in 92. What, they get divorced? Must have got divorced. They got divorced, bruv. Wonder when he moved back. So 1955, he must have moved back to Iowa. Crazy. wonder if he had a second family too. Mr. Thurman, who died Wednesday in the Chelsea Medical Center, came to this area in 1926 from his native state of Missouri and was a Jackson City police officer and an employee of the Macklin Company before his employment in 1956 with the Double A Products of Manchester, from which he retired in 1964. He had been a scoutmaster for several years in Napoleon and was a member of Masonic Lodge number 301. Great. Let's see what his first wife's name was. Again, Annabelle. So he just totally forgot about his family back in Michigan. Crazy. He doesn't mention his son Donald. So he must have went back to Iowa and started another family. That's fucking great. In the 30s. So would he just leave Donald behind? I guess the real key is to find out when he moved back to Iowa. It's not shocking that he would abandon his family since he was a rum runner. Let's check this out. Keokuk. Ralph Thurman, Iowa. Oh, I wonder where he fucking divorced his first wife. Records. Ralph. Come on, fucker. Put Ralph in there. I know it's difficult. Thurman. Iowa. Search. Birth 1900. Marriage 1919. Annabelle Sigler. That's his first wife. Groom. Principal. Census 1900. 1940. That's not Donna. So there he is, 1910, 1899, 1920, Annabelle Thurman. About 1940. Born Georgia, no, wrong guy. Census 1925. That's before he went to Michigan to rum run. Oh, there he is, Brownstown, Michigan. He was still married to her then. So he was still married to Annabelle. Weird. So how do you have these other kids? at 50, he'd be 55 at that point. How old was his second wife? 1905, so that just seems unfeasible. 1929. Surely, maybe he had two families. Maybe he had, no. This is something not right here. I think this is a conflated obituary or memorial. Don't think it's the same Ralph E. Thurman. This guy had two families. Didn't it say he was married to Sigler in what year? Can't be the same. There's a Dorothy Thurman. Is that who that is? Surely. Maybe they just had daughters. I don't know what happened to them. Who was she survived by? How many sisters? She is survived by one daughter. No. By her father and a son, Ralph, on April 20th, 1981. One daughter, two granddaughters. Brother Robert Thurman of Jackson, sister Mary Janice Moss of Jackson, and several nieces and nephews. What's going on here? Maybe they were Mormons. Guess we could check what was going on there in Brownstown in 1950. "51 years old, has a wife only." Don't know. Maybe he divorced her after. I guess I could go back and check this 1940 census. See if he had daughters as well. 1930 census. It's not him. Ralph Thurman, Annabelle, his wife. Farmer. Turned to farming. I'm a farmer, goddammit. Let's see if we can find the census from 1930 and 40. The one daughter was born in 1940. What's this say? Ralph Thurman, Leander. He was born February 11th, 1899. Dorothy Thurman, Donald Thurman. Where's the 1940 fucking one? See ya, buddy. I didn't even know you were here, but okay. It's the daughter, Dorothy. Siblings. Half siblings. There we go. Now something's changing. Yo, homie. Number 2. Weird.